welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a review on the new BH Beauty Sponge that just came out. I was tagged so many times on this and I was just like, what is this purple little contraption? So when I clicked on it on Instagram, I realized that BH came out with a sponge and I was just like, I'm getting that. So I ended up ordering this sponge, and then I also, which I'll do in a separate video just so I can show it, put it out there, that I got the BH Studio Pro powder, and I just got in the shade in the tint medium. I believe there's only light, medium, and dark or deep. So I'm going to be doing a separate video on this to see how this compares to other loose powders. I was wondering if it was kind of similar to my NARS or maybe another type of loose powder like maybe my Tarte foundation. But all of you know I'm a huge fan of the BH Studio Pro powders. To me, they are dupes for the MAC Studio Fix powder. This is what I use to highlight underneath my eye and what I'll use to set my whole entire face. I'm in 230 and 235. I'm absolutely in love with it. I've gotten my other girlfriend from Brains to Beauty, Erica, on it, and other people, and lots of you tagged me that you guys love this powder and how much money I've saved you. It's not completely exactly the same exact product, but I think it's pretty dang good. So I know a lot of people wanted me to review this because this is only $4.95. That is such a steal because the Beauty Blender, aka Booty Bender, if you've been subscribed to my channel, you know why I call it that. But I absolutely love the Beauty oh my god! I absolutely love the Beauty Blender. I'm a big fan. I have the pink and the black one and the white one as well. I love them. I think the quality of them has lasted a really long time. I've tried the Real Technique sponge, and at first I liked it the first week, and then the second week I hated it, and then the third week I literally ripped it apart because it was just like shredding anyhow, and I got upset and I threw it away. I must have been PMSing. So it comes in this little box right here that is see-through, but there is writing, and it says that it's latex-free, hypoallergenic, odor-free, reusable, and you can use it wet or dry. It says you can blend foundation and other complexion and makeup effortlessly using BH Studio Pro sponge. I always use my black one. I know, they're both dirty and disgusting, I'm sorry, but I use my Beauty Blender all the time. So as you can see, they're basically... I knew that was gonna happen. As you can see, they're both basically the same exact size almost, just that the black one is a little bit taller and a little bit more narrow. The purple one is a little bit fatter at the bottom, has a little bit more of a badunkadunk. I'm gonna try to show you the textures on the camera themselves. Again, I'm so sorry they're dirty, but this one is extremely squishy, and this one is a little bit harder to squeeze. This one I can push all the way down. This one I cannot do that too. It's a little bit more tough. I need to really put pressure on it. I've actually only used this one only one time, so, or no, 2 times, and I've only really used it underneath my eye, so I haven't used it wet. I will say that the BH one is more stiff on the face as opposed to this one, as it bounces more, as you can see just from me just doing the same exact pressure. See how much this squeezes down? And this one isn't even wet yet, and when it's wet it's super squishy. I'm going to do one side of my face with foundation, using it dry, and then I'll do the other side wet. I've already primed and prepped my face. I'm going to use my Makeup Forever HD foundation, which I've been loving, and I'm just going to take a little bit of that and let's try it dry. I actually use my Beauty Blender dry a lot, and let's see how well this blends. I will say, like I said, this is a way more stiff than the Beauty Blender when you place it on your face. It's blending out my foundation really nicely though, even though it is not wet. Another observation is, as you can see, it has not soaked up a lot of my product, and that's what the Beauty Blender tends to really do. There's not a lot of holes for this to really soak up a lot of product as this. I feel like this has like pores all over itself. It's a really truly a sponge, and this material is sponge-like, but there's no real, I don't know, leeway for it to really suck up a lot of product. As you can see, the product I use is literally staying right there on top. So as I go, there's still foundation to cover my face. So I will say that is pretty beneficial, but I have not wet it yet, so let's see. By using this, I will say that I feel like it's really pushing the product into my skin just because it has a lot of firmness. The same thing goes for the under eye. It is stiff, so I feel like it's really pushing that product into my eye. Well, not like into my eye, but like pushing it into my skin. So So I wanted to bring you close enough. As you can see, it really worked my foundation into my skin, even also in my under eye. I like how firm it was underneath my eye. I know you want to be gentle, but like I said, it's not like I'm punching myself with this, like boom, black eye. Actually, I'm going to do my concealer on one side so I can see how it blends as well with it dry. So I'm going to place a little bit of the Master Conceal in medium from Maybelline. I love this stuff. It's very full coverage. So I always like to warm the product first with my finger and then I'll blend it out. So now I'm going to just place my sponge and start putting this and packing this underneath my eye and pushing the product in. And like I said, I really like how it doesn't have bounce to it. It's feel like it's really just setting it in, blending everything out perfectly. See? Whoop, whoop. And so you can see an overview of how this foundation corrected me, but the main star of the show is obviously the tool. And I like the way it really worked. So now I'm going to go ahead and wet this baby, and then I'm going to do my foundation wet and my concealer wet as well. Okay, I'm really excited because I just noticed now that I wet this, I went ahead and wet my black beauty blender as well. The one thing I will say that the base is way more wide than the original beauty blender, so you are going to cover way more coverage. It's like boom, like you cover more area. And I will say it got way more spongy, so it's really soft. I find it so odd that before it was pretty stiff, I'm not gonna lie, but now it is spongy. So I mean, it's still not as spongy as a beauty blender, but look, now as you can see, they both have like a similar bounce than before. Foundation on this side of my face, and let's see. And like I said, it doesn't soak up the product. Like I feel like when you put it in the beauty blender and you go like this, like you see all the product kind of really soak in. As you can see here, obviously it's spread out because I put it flat on my hand, but it really stays at the top. So, and it covers a lot of area. Look at that. Wow. I think that, you know, buying a beauty blender can be extremely pricey, especially if you're on a budget or if you're a makeup artist. The sponges are expensive. They do last a long time though if you take good care of them, but after a while, like anything, you do have to replace them just because they start giving out and, you know, natural wear and tear like anything else. I do have some sunspots right here. I'm gonna get into another video how I got prescribed some stuff for sunspotting, which I'm really excited about to show you. That video will come up very soon, but I love how it's still giving a really nice coverage. Like I said, I have more problem areas on this side, so don't think that this looks more flawless. Actually, it looks a little bit better, I know, on camera. In person though, right now, wet. I always say that a beauty blender, whenever it's wet, it always gives a little bit more natural coverage. Some people think the opposite, but that's what I think. And as you can see it dry, it does give a little bit more full coverage. But I will say you can always layer on products, like in my problem areas right here. I hope that made sense. But I will say, I feel like it really pushed out the pigment of the foundation itself. But again, I'm really appreciating how this just transformed into some bouncy goodness. So this is awesome. So now I'm gonna go on to my concealer. This is really exciting me, you guys, sorry. I mean, obviously you guys are watching this because you love beauty too, so you guys can be excited with me. And I'm just going to push the concealer in underneath. And it's really nice and delicate. And I love this tip right here. This is awesome. I'm so happy because, again, I love saving people money. I wanna save money, obviously. I mean, shoot, who doesn't? All in all, I'm gonna say I'm just gonna give my full honest review on this after getting this. I am in love with this sponge. I will say that I actually like both equally. I cannot decide. I know a lot of people stand really hard against the beauty blender. The material though, I will say, give wear, and I feel like this is gonna last so much longer because I feel like it's not gonna rip or tear like all the other ones. I will say that I feel like the foundation went on a little bit more full coverage with this being dry, and with it being wet, obviously can be a little bit leftover moisture or whatever to kind of, you know what I mean, airbrush it out. But I love the finish of both ways. I think this sponge is great. This texture and size does not really bother me. It's basically almost the same exact thing, except this is more tough. So Man, this is a steal for $4.95. I definitely will be repurchasing more of these. I'm really glad I got this. There's only a purple shade. I think it'll be really fun if BH kind of makes different colors. That was it for my whole entire video. I'm just going to end it right there because I think this product's phenomenal. I'll link this down below, $4.95. I'm super excited about it and I plan on ordering more. Whoop. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and an honest review, and I will see you guys in the next one. Mwah.